My name is Larry Catalano, and I'm the manager of the Capital Projects Division for Aurora Water. So as the Capital Projects Division, we deliver a variety of projects from new construction consisting of new facilities like pump stations and treatment plants and pipelines, and we also do quite a variety of rehabilitation projects for aging infrastructure where we will do trenchless renewal and different types of renewal projects for water, sewer, and stormwater infrastructure that has deteriorated. We currently have some 70 active projects, totaling about $80 million worth. Our project managers are responsible for all aspects of the project delivery, including processing payment applications, making sure that schedules are being met and that information is being exchanged and processed in a timely manner so that the construction can continue in an orderly fashion. In the beginning, when the Capital Projects Division was new, we processed all of our paperwork manually. Essentially, it was via email, or it was hard copies delivered via regular mail, and the process was very cumbersome, it was hard to track, and it was very slow. Early on with one of our large projects where we had a program manager, they set up processes and workflows that actually could not be accomplished within the city. There are certain policies that we have to follow, and so we essentially had to take their system and modify it to fit our processes. So for us, it makes more sense for us to set the processes and the workflows and then dictate that to our contractors and program managers, and when we use third-party construction managers, that we dictate the process to them. When we first decided to move into a third-party, if you will, document management system, and we were looking at EADOC, we wanted to give it a try. So what we did is we picked out a couple of projects that were coming up that we felt would be good beta tests, if you will, for us to try the software and see how it worked. Because it was like, oh, okay, it does everything they said it's going to do. Our goal is for the capital projects is to deliver our projects on time, on budget, and within 5% construction contingency. Construction projects are notorious for not being completed on time and for overrunning the budget, sometimes extremely overrunning the budget. EADOC allows us to keep track of the budget and the schedule and try to mitigate those cost overruns and also those schedule overruns by staying on top of the information. On a daily basis, I like to use EADOC to first look at an overall division level or even a program level. And then when I start to see some things that jump out at me from that level, I can drill down into project-specific things, such as open RFIs or open change orders that haven't been processed, and things that I might need to follow up on with my project managers. When we start a new project, we traditionally have a pre-construction meeting in which we bring in all of the stakeholders and the contractor, and we talk about all of the things that need to happen through the course of the project. And what we've done recently is we piggyback a short 1-hour training session with the contractor and with those folks that will be using EADOC for about an hour at that time to get them acclimated to using it. It's been very successful. It's very painless, and most people adapt quickly to using the software. So the type of data that people are interested in the field in particular are the daily logs to make sure that they've captured all of the information that they need to regarding what work has progressed during the day or during the week. They also are very interested in the information in the submittals, because that's basically what the contractor is going to be installing. And that submittal information, having been approved by the engineer and approved to be constructed, then they know that the materials that they're using on the job are the right or correct materials and they meet the project specifications. So one of the nice features that we like about EADOC is the ability to be able to link things to documents or to RFIs or submittals, and whether it's a risk or whether it's just a sticky note or whether it's another document, It's a really neat feature to be able to do that, because then you can start to track those things, and anything that's connected to it becomes apparent. We use EADOC as a really convenient source for our operations people to access information, because they are constantly wanting to know what's going on in the project, where it's at. As Capital Projects Division, our customer primarily is the city's operators or operations division, and they will essentially be the owners of these facilities when they're completed. So with that in mind, we like to involve them in the design and the construction, as well as when we turn the project over to them, so that they're familiar with what they're going to be getting and what they're going to have to operate and maintain. You know, we're not only using it for project specific and then program level, but we've expanded its use to design. And so we're using EADOCs while we're in the design phase to help us manage the documents that are traded back and forth during design, which makes it a lot easier to transition into the construction phase of the project. We've also taken it another step further after completion of the project. Rather than closing out using EADOCs, we continue using it for another year or possibly 2 years for warranty phase services. That allows us to go back and continue to use things like the inspection notices and some of the other features to alert us to go do an inspection for warranty purposes. So compared to the system that we used to use or to an FTP site, EADOC has provided a lot of cost savings that we can identify right up front, and that would be administrative costs or just annual costs for maintenance that we would have to pay a third party. There's hardware costs that we don't have to purchase to keep the system up and running, and also just the maintenance costs. So we've eliminated essentially all of those costs. So I know we have those savings right up front. It's definitely faster to process RFIs, change orders, and other things than it was using email, because things don't get lost, and we're able to track them. We as the owner tend to be the bottleneck on a lot of these responses anyway, so this allows us no excuses for not responding quickly. So it's significantly easier to deal with project status and program statuses, because the information comes out so much quicker. It's actually real time. As soon as we enter the information into EADOCs, for example, when a pay application is processed, that information's right there. So we already know what the status of the percent spent is. We really like the EADOC risk management feature. It allows us to quickly address risks, probably sooner than we would with our old system, and start to identify those risks so that we can act on those quicker and be prepared for schedule and cost impacts, and possibly even reduce those schedule and cost impacts because we are out in front of the risk sooner using this. I can't imagine right now our life up here in Capital Projects without EADOCs, unless there were a system out there that I'm not aware of that could just step right in and do everything that it does. We would be in a world of hurt. Our projects would be behind schedule. I'm confident they would be over budget, and that we would have a multitude of claims and other things just because we wouldn't be able to process the information in a timely manner.